Hello, and welcome to the McFeagle Show. I am Snuffanybody McFeagle, and have I got a treat for you. What we'll be looking at today is Sharman's Boon from OSP Snuff. And first of all, what is a boon? Boon is a blessing, and Sharman is a medicine man. OSP Snuff is a brainchild and the creation of my good friend and tobacco enthusiast, Chris Oldham. He asked a very good friend of his oldest friend in the tobacco community, Basement Sharman, from Snuff House, or if you're on Facebook you might know him as Joseph McKenna, what he would like in a snuff. And Joseph asked for something Virginia heavy and something made with Graminia. And this is what came out of it. It took Chris 6 months to make this snuff, and now it's out there, and it's only going to be made once. So if you've got your hands on it, you're lucky. If you don't, try and get your hands on it. Contact Chris at OSP Snuff. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's start by having a look at the snuff. So, this is what the snuff looks like. The color is, it's a rich cinnamony, chocolatey color, brown. The grind is very, very uniform, silky, smooth, medium to fine. Yeah. The moisture level is, I would say, looking at the snuff, low-ish. That's what the snuff looks like. So, that was what the snuff looked like. And now to the review part. First, the tin notes. Something sweet, something, it should be bready, biscuity, and then it should have overtones of orange, somewhat bitter but a wee bit spicy orange. So let's see how Chris done. Nothing like what I just described. It's beautiful, first of all. It's spicy. It's vaguely fruity. The spiciness hints of Sri Lankan cinnamon. I get very faintly hints of orange, but nothing that hints to me that this is a Graminia snuff. Something vaguely breathy. Yeah. True example of what Chris does best. Something complicated. But let's see how it works in the nose. Just warming it a wee bit. So immediately in the nose, I do get something, again, very spicy, as the overall scent. It still leads me towards the Sri Lankan cinnamon, but I can definitely smell taste the Gramania in the background. There is something velvety, something that hints of something like raw cacao, something bitter. The fruity overtones I got in the tin note, it's completely gone in the nose scent at the moment. The orange is there. It's definitely, it would be too simple to call this a Gramania snuff. This is a very, very complex snuff. It has one scent that is spicy, like mulled wine, cinnamony, with vague overtones of orange. It also has by notes that you can look for. There is that velvety, cacao-y thing. There is something vaguely bready, like slightly burnt toast. This snuff annoys me as a reviewer. I like to be concrete and in-depth descriptive about these things, and it eludes me. It keeps on changing, and now it has hints of not something floral, but something stone fruity. Initially, this snuff doesn't have much drip. If you have a lot of pinches, it starts having quite a lot of backward drip. Sometimes second pinches gives you more knowledge. With Sharman's Boon, this just takes me back to the start of the snuff experience. Slightly cinnamony, raw cacao-y, bready, yeah. Okay, nicotine. It feels like it has nicotine. I am a poor judge of nicotine at the moment. Anything feels weak. Strong snoozes, strong snuffs, anything at the moment, I have to take a lot. This is a 3-4 pinch snuff, satisfying thing. So it's going to be 6 or 7. A wee bit less than an Indian white, and a lot less than Chris's own Rustica or Toke's Rustica. But has a nice has a nice kick to it. And what it also has, it has back drip. And this is what I said. Not initially, but more pinches, more back drip. Chris uses only lamina tobacco. He rips the stalks out, the veins, and only uses the leaf tobacco. And as with luxury snoozes, lamina snoozes, they do have a tendency to burn your gums more. The same with these high-end snuffs that Chris produces. If you have them for a lot of days, the initial burn and the intensity goes down and becomes very tolerable, and the taste in the back drip is very good. There is much more tobacco in the back drip. Here I get more of the bready, the slightly biscuity scent or taste out of this snuff. For a rating on this snuff, it's too easy giving it 5 out of 5. Because it's easy, a 5 out of 5. It's a brilliant snuff. It's a daunting snuff for the newbie snuffer, because the intensity of not only the scent but also of the tobacco in your nose, the mucus in your nose and the back drip. This is a daunting snuff and can easily scare off newbies on a first or second pinch. Keep at it a wee bit. You will get used to it in a couple of days. It's a brilliant 5 out of 5 snuff. I can't think how Chris could have done this any better. But before I give it a 5 out of 5, I'm gonna take this snuff outside. It deserves a double reviewing, because snuffs have 2 sides, and this one has as well. See you outside in 2 seconds. Hello again. We've taken our snuff outside, because snuff definitely has 2 sides, especially when it's cold outside and the air is moving. And in Denmark at the moment, it's beautiful and seasonal with snow, which will mix perfectly with the snuff. So, I've blown my nose, so let's take the outside review. And on the outside, this is a snuff that is much more fruity. It has more of a stone fruity spiciness to it. There is still those vague hints of Sri Lankan cinnamon. The velvety raw cacao is, on the other hand, completely gone. The fruity overtones that I noticed in the tin note has taken over here. Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful snuff. While I was upstairs and inside, until we came out here, I had a look at Chris's website to see how he made this snuff. And he made it from, as far as I remember, 50-50 American flue cured and bright leaf something. He used loads of cacao nips. He used some figs and made kind of a balsam, a dressing with that. Soaked the leaf, the flour in that, and then he dried it up, milled it again, and then soaked it in Grand Marnier. Let it soak for a couple of months in the Grand Marnier, cooked off all the alcohol, toasted, did some things. So I can't explain the combination of this that gives cinnamon, but it does. Outside, the Grand Marnier isn't very pronounced at all. It's still there, but I would never call this a Grand Marnier snuff. I would call this an OSP snuff, no doubt about it. This is what Chris does when he does it the best. He takes simple ingredients and does something very complicated, very deep, very almost profound. Do you steal the recipes from God's bastard? 5 out of 5 easily. Again, this is an OSP snuff. They all break the scale of what I do. It's brilliant, mate. The best you've done so far. If you all want a chance to get your fingers at some OSP snuff, contact Chris at OSPsnuff, gmail.com. Contact him on Facebook, OSP Snuff. Contact him on YouTube, OSP Snuff. Even contact him as his alias, the Snuff Reviewer Inner Pinch. YouTube Inner Pinch. Contact him. This is the best that's out there. This isn't done better by anyone. That's all from me from this time. It's been a pleasure reviewing OSP Snuff's Sharman's Boon.